Time now for your forewarned weather with Cedric Haynes.
All right, happy Friday, Utah. We are kicking things off on a quiet note out there, but it is a warm start for sure. We've got blue skies, but notice there are some patches of cloud cover out there, and we're going to see more of that. So we'll call it a mixture of sun and clouds as we progress throughout your Friday. Look at that temperature, though, 77 degrees. It is toasty out there, folks, and we're not the warm spot on the map, that's for sure. It is 58, though, now in Heber, 55 in Logan, but hey, you've got 73. Good morning to our friends over towards Green River, 70 degrees towards Vernal. We've got 69 in Blanding. Good morning. If you're out towards Lake Powell this morning, getting ready for a long weekend, we've got temperatures around 82 degrees to kick off the day. And yes, in St. George, you're at 84, the warm spot on the map. But that's a couple of degrees cooler than what it was last hour when you were just below 90 degrees at 5 o'clock in the morning. All right, let's talk about the forecast for today. With it already being so warm to start, you know it's going to be another mild afternoon as we go throughout the day. I think mild is putting it lightly. Another hot afternoon out there for you. Mid to upper 90s really across most of the state this afternoon. But we will see those temperatures for areas south of I-70 still climbing in a lot of spots like Moab, 103, 101 in Lake Powell, and yes, 107 expected in St. George for today. That's why we still have these extreme heat warnings that are in effect for Lower Washington County, including St. George, Ivins, Hurricane, over towards Springdale. We've all got that potential for some of that dangerous heat, which just basically means if you're not taking the necessary precautions, you can see those heat illnesses increase in this type of heat out there that continues for day after day after day. So be careful with that, especially for our athletes out there. Of course, you know, we got Beehive Blitz underway, and if you're in St. George or playing in St. George today, kickoff temperature 105. Whew. It is going to be toasty now. So get towards the fourth quarter, we'll drop it down into the 90s, barely. But notice, I think there's actually going to be a decent chance that we'll see a couple of passing showers in St. George by the second half of the games heading into the evening hours. I'll show you more of that on Futurecast in just a moment. The Wasatch Front looking mainly dry, but still temperatures in the mid-90s at kickoff, dropping into the 80s by the second half. So here's Futurecast. Again, a couple of spotty showers starting to pop up around late morning to lunchtime near the I-80 corridor, but then the best chance shifts over towards the Uintas, down towards the central and southern mountains for those heavier downpours this afternoon. But watch as we get into the evening hours, we start to see some of that moisture drifting back towards southwest Utah. So I do think there's a chance of a shower this evening, but hopefully it doesn't cause too many delays for those football games. Now, notice going into your Saturday, we start off quiet and dry, but another chance of showers and storms popping up over southwest Utah. But then we'll get that big push of moisture on Sunday, and I think a better chance of showers and storms shifting across the entire state as we go throughout your Sunday afternoon. So let's talk about those rain chances, which start off on the low end heading into the weekend, but bump up to that 60, 70, even 80% chance heading into next week. St. George, 107 for your high today, 104 Saturday. Monsoon moisture really kicks in Sunday into next week, which means increasing rain chances and decreasing temperatures. The Wasatch Front will go from the mid-90s to the low 80s with those increasing rain chances next week. All right, let's get a check on your traffic this morning. And as we get you out the door, you'll be able to see here as we look at State Street, 1700 South here in Salt Lake City, all is quiet.